Hello there and welcome to day 19 of OctHorrorFest, and today we're talking about Hellraiser. So, I'd never seen this film before and I had no idea what the hell it was about. I'd like to say that that pun was not intended, but it really was. I had no idea what the story is about. The only thing I knew was Pinhead and I didn't really know what he did or who he was. So naturally I decided to watch it on my train to London last week, surrounded by 80-year-olds, and I had no idea how gory it was. So naturally I held my iPad like this, watching it, because I was just so conscious of what people would think as I was watching this ridiculously gory film. I'm not complaining in the slightest about the gore because I love a bit of gore, but when you're on a train filled with other people, damn, that film's gory. Anyway, so on to what I actually thought of the film. Hellraiser begins in Morocco, where there's this deal going on and this guy buys a box from this other guy. He then goes to an attic, which I'm assuming is back at his house, and he solves this puzzle box and then gets ripped to shreds by hooks, and all these hell demons come to visit him, including Pinhead and other characters. I mean, it's gross, but it's cool. So we skip to a bit later and this guy's brother essentially comes to live in this house, which we then discover was their mother's house before. He brings his wife with him and they start moving in, even though it's pretty gross. Really gross. So Frank's brother essentially spills his blood accidentally on the floor of the attic, which kind of leads to Frank's resurrection. So we then discover that Frank slept with his sister-in-law, and when she discovers Frank's gross goopy body, he's like, help me out, I love you, find me other people so I can essentially take my true form again, which means killing them, and I don't really know what he does. I don't know what he does. Does he suck the blood out of them? Who knows? Anyway, so yeah, she becomes kind of part of this whole thing, and it's just a very interesting story and one that I really wasn't expecting from this at all. So one of the things that really stood out for me were the practical effects in this film. They were honestly just so disgusting and very, very gross and disgusting. The entire scene where Frank is kind of being resurrected from that bit of blood from his brother in the attic is ew. It's just his goop. The goop just forms into a pile of goop, which then is made into a body of goop, and it's just so awful, but very, very well done. I would love to see a making of to see how they actually did that, because it was just... But when Frank is in kind of various stages of his, I guess, reconstruction, each stage is so well thought out. Like, you've got the first stage, which is the goopy, drippy ick stage, but then it kind of goes on to how he's just got like kind of muscle and it's just the muscle showing. It looks really, really good. And as well as this, all the Cenobites, so that's including Pinhead, they all look super cool again. They're all like kind of hell demon things. I don't really know what they are, but they all have their distinct look, including the guy who literally has his like lips just kind of like, I can't do it. I just called him the gummy guy. He was actually gross, really, really gross. It reminded me of something. I just can't think of what. Yeah, all these practical effects were just so well done and kind of added to the, I want to say charm of the film, but it wasn't a very charming film. I will say, although I enjoyed the film, I didn't love it. There was something that just didn't quite click with me. I don't know if it's my kind of type of horror. I mean, like I said, I didn't not like it. I really, really enjoyed it, but I'm not kind of enamoured with it like I am with other things. It was certainly a very interesting film in terms of plot. There was quite a lot of fantasy in it, which I wasn't expecting. But probably my favourite bit about the film was the gore and the practical effects. I thought they were all very, very well executed. So the film was just nothing like I thought it was going to be. It was all very unexpected. And I actually enjoyed the experience more for this, I think. Because I thought Pinhead was, you know, the proper villain of this film. And he's not really in it for that long, really. And it turns out that Frank is the real villain of this, which was unexpected. So, let me know what you think of Hellraiser. Do you love it? If so, just tell me why, like what kind of resonates with you. And if you really, really don't like it, tell me why as well. And if you're kind of like me, just let me know. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and keep up to date with all my new videos and give it a like. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I will leave the links down below. And if you really like this video and would like to support me on Patreon, you can do for $2 a month, and that is just £1.60. All my posts are early access for patrons. I will also be posting exclusive feature content on my blog, and there's some crochet bits and bobs, and yeah, so go join me over there and I'd love to see you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for Wreck.